Los Angeles, 1878. Every day is a party for Chico Forster. He belongs to one of California's wealthiest Hispanic families.
They are elite. They are the 1%, the royalty of Hispanic California.
Chico has everything he wants in life, except a good reputation.
He was a womanizer, considered something of a cad. He liked to gamble, and he was not the most reliable character when it came to his interactions with women.
Polite society frowns on Chico's conquests. But a man of means can always find company. The latest beauty to catch his eye is 18-year-old Lestania Abarta.
Abarta was a beautiful, half-Basque, half-Mexican woman.
She came from what we might call, I suppose, a lower middle-class family. Her father owned a billiard parlor, and occasionally she worked there.
Lestania has been raised to be honorable, respectable.
That was beautiful.
Lestania was not an educated woman, and she didn't come from money. All she had was her virtue.
Could you pose for a photograph with me?
My mother would never allow that. Sorry.
If she lost it, society would probably find out, and she'd be shunned. No one would want her.
Chico becomes a model suitor.
You have a beautiful home.
Thank you.
Brought you a gift.
But his timing is off.
Forster ignored the fact that Lestania was engaged.
Mother, may I introduce Mr. Forster?
And his ill repute makes him an unsuitable candidate in the eyes of Lestania's mother.
You, senor, are wasting your time.
Mother.
La Stancia is already engaged to a lawyer.
Lestania's mother didn't like Forster, basically because he had a reputation as a playboy and something of a rounder.
Now, I would like you both to leave my home and do not come back. Comprende?
Chico was a very selfish man. He wanted everything. He wanted every woman. He didn't care about what was in it for them or what they were risking.
Chico secretly courts Lestania under the watchful eye of her sister, Hortensia.
We will live in a beautiful house and have beautiful babies.
Chico, you know I can't. I'm promised to my mother.
Don't marry that black Indian.
He knew that she was engaged to a highly regarded member of the community, but Forster called him a monkey. And Forster told her once that, why do you want to marry that dirty Indian?
Lestania falls for his charms, but won't be his mistress. But Chico makes an offer too good to refuse.
Chico told Lestania on the Friday evening that she should leave her house and go with him. That they would go to Tucson, Arizona together and get married there. They would run away and elope.
What are you doing here?
I couldn't stay away. You are all I think of. I want to marry you. Come with me. I have carriage.
He even brings proof of his good intentions, a marriage license.
It was so difficult to seduce a young girl and take her virginity at that point that he had to resort to the only thing that he knew she would respond to, which was a promise of marriage.
In the 1880s, a proposal of marriage can't be broken.
The honor code was important. People kept their word. You make a promise, you keep it.
Lestania, being young and not having any experience with men, believed everything Chico said.
Chico books a suite in a swanky hotel.
They went to the hotel not for the purpose of having sex, but just to have a place to spend the night until they left the next day. At least that was Lestania's view.
Tomorrow they wed.
Where will you sleep?
The bed here with you.
But Chico is keen to sample the perks of marriage tonight.
Tomorrow, yes. Until we are married tomorrow, we can share a bed, but not a moment before.
It was very important in the social mores of the time that she not surrender her virginity.
Lestania's virtue is impregnable, but Chico won't give in. He keeps her locked in the hotel room for 2 nights. He wants his way. It's time for blunt threats.
Where have you been?
I've been out looking for someone to marry us.
For 3 days?
I think for Chico, getting Lestania in bed was a conquest. It was a power trip, and there was nothing was gonna stop him.
Hey! I've been here for 3 days and 3 nights. What do you think people are saying? Your reputation is ruined unless you marry me. Come to bed with me, or I won't marry you.
Lestania succumbed, and she gave up her virginity to Chico.
Chico's mission is complete. Now Lestania is just another conquest, one more notch on his bedpost.
The morning after Chico had had sex with Lestania, she was utterly and completely mortified to find that he had gone. He promised to marry her that morning, but he wasn't anywhere around.
She had nowhere to turn, and she became desperate.
And a desperate woman has the capacity to do dangerous things. In Los Angeles, 1881, there is shock in the Abarta household. Youngest daughter, 18-year-old Lestania, has eloped with California's most notorious cad, Chico Forster, on the promise of marriage.
She said she's coming back, Mama.
She is not setting foot in this house again.
Instead, he rapes and abandons her, ruining her reputation.
Her mother's reaction to the fact that Lestania had been staying in a hotel with Forster was very harsh.
But he says he's going to marry her.
He has no intentions of marrying her. Don't you understand?
She told Lestania that unless she could come back and tell her mother that she was married to Forster, that she didn't want to see her anymore.
Can you show me how it works?
I can do that, man, yes.
Abandoned by her lover, rejected by her mom, Lestania is pushed to the edge. She buys a gun. Lestania has no one to turn to and nothing to live for.
She honestly felt that by losing her virginity through the fraud of Forster, that she was severely damaged, even to the point where she didn't want to live anymore.
But she has one ally, her sister, Hortensia.
Just as she was about to commit suicide, her sister, Hortensia, asked her what was wrong. And Lestania explained that she'd been abandoned by Forster after he'd taken her virginity, and that she didn't want to live anymore.
Hortensia is determined to restore her sister's honor and make the lying cad live up to his promise.
He had given his word to marry. That was a contract. That was a bond. That was a moral obligation. When he violated it, he had totally violated the honor code of both the South and Hispanic California.
March 16th, 1881. Finding Chico isn't hard. Changing his immoral ways is.
Hortensia was talking to Chico about, why have you abandoned my sister? Are you going to marry her or not? What are you doing?
Chico insists he has every intention of making Lestania an honest woman.
What are you doing here?
You really think you could get away with this, Chico?
I have every intention of marrying her. I just haven't been able to find anybody that can do it yet.
Well, looks like you're in luck then. Found someone who will marry you.
Hortensia calls his bluff.
Now, Chico, now.
She has lined up a priest and a church. Smooth-talking Chico finds another excuse to delay the wedding.
So Lestania knew that he wasn't going to marry her after all. He was going to take her back home.
I will take her to Tucson to marry her there, but not here. Not now. Not like this.
At this point, Lestania knows she has been wronged. She knew she'd been wronged the day before, or she suspected it, when she purchased a handgun.
Lestania lost her honor to this scoundrel and has been humiliated twice.
She had been violated, she'd been seduced, she'd been coerced, and once she'd been wronged, she had a right to get vengeance. She draws down and shoots him through the right eyeball at 10 feet. Not a bad shot for a person who allegedly had never used a handgun.
Forster got exactly what he deserved. He had taken this girl's virginity, one of the most important things that she had, by means of fraudulent inducements. He tricked her into it. He told her a lie when he never intended to marry her.
Lestania has just one regret. She only fired once.
Stop! What are you doing? Hey!
Lestania was amazingly calm and collected after she had shot Forster. She had what some witnesses called an icy demeanor.
I think Lestania developed a sense of inner peace about the murder because she believed she did the right thing for her. You hurt me, you destroyed me and my future. Now it's your turn to be destroyed.
But revenge has consequences. Lestania is charged with homicide. She claims she doesn't remember what happened.
She can't remember anything. She can remember hearing a shot, but remembers nothing else. And of course, as the trial develops, we find out why that's true.
It was believed that women who lost their virtue could become so psychologically affected that they may not be responsible for their actions. They might even go insane.
An all-male jury takes pity. In April 1881, Lestania Abarta is found not guilty by reason of insanity.
When that verdict was given, Lestania stood up, raised her arms over her head as if to thank the heavens. And everyone present applauded. It was a very popular verdict.
Lestania was not crazy. There's no signs of mental illness. If this happened today, she probably would be convicted of murder and possibly given life without parole. Lestania got away with murder. Make no mistake about it.
With her name restored, Lestania finds a new, honorable man and lives happily ever after. When a woman has a gentle touch,
She looked like butter wouldn't melt in her mouth.
it's easy to hide her wicked ways.
When there's a financial gain, there's no stopping someone like Vicky.
And loved ones can be burned. Melbourne, Australia, 2002.
So you get on? We do, yes, we get on.
In a cafe, 44-year-old Vicky Afandis is hoping for more than a coffee. She is looking for a job.
Do you think you might need a housekeeper?
She's heard all about her friend's ex-husband, George Marcetta, and thinks he would be an ideal employer.
Why don't you give him a call? Well, I might do that.
It seems that she had orchestrated the meeting after making friends with his ex-wife, and she had learned that he had money.
Although she's college educated, Vicky lands the job as a maid.
She went to college, she studied business. Vicky Afandis could probably have done very well in business for herself.
But Vicky finds that the right client can make housekeeping quite rewarding. Particularly a wealthy single man like George.
Made you some lovely tea. Ooh, great. And I've got something special for you.
George was, from all accounts, a lovely, generous, warm, trusting man.
The 56-year-old runs a successful house painting business, owns his home, and several luxury cars.
Where would you be without me, hey? Look at that all over you.
George was a desirable target for Vicky because of his wealth. He was an easy target because of his trust and love.
Soon, Vicky means much more to George than a clean set of sheets.
They became friends, then they became lovers. She was someone who could look after him, take care of him. Every single man needs that when they're separated from their wife after many years. I think Vicky played into George's loneliness, his desire to be with someone. She flattered him. He was smitten with her.
Vicky finally puts her business studies to use, looking after George's accounts. He trusts her to do the right thing, but he is wrong.
Vicky had a plan, and Vicky was very patient. She slowly worked her way into George's life and his heart.
She starts transferring his assets into her name. Within 2 years, Vicky controls every aspect of George's life.
Oh, really? That's great.
Yeah, double digits.
She'd done all this. She'd managed to get his house in her name, get her name on his company, all in space of about 2 years.
George, I have something for you to sign.
Oh, really?
I think Vicky was able to manipulate and deceive George as well as she did because he saw her as a sweet woman and not a deadly woman.
The couple is inseparable, except at night. Vicky insists on her own home and uses George's money to buy it.
So even though he'd paid for most of it, it was entirely in her name.
Gentle George is no match for Vicky's cunning ways.
Everyone who knew George Marchetta just thought that he was a lovely man and that the relationship was genuine.
You okay, George?
When there's a financial gain, there's no stopping someone like Vicky.
With George's business affairs now sorted, there is something else Vicky needs to attend to.
It wasn't enough that Vicky enjoyed George's money. She wanted to do it without him.
In Melbourne, Australia, George Marcetta falls for his housekeeper, 46-year-old Vicky Afandis.
Big without me, hey?
He trusts her completely, but she is cooking his books and dishing up something far more potent.
food tasted funny. Quite often after Vicky had been over and had cooked him dinner that he felt a bit strange or ill. He had no idea that it wasn't just bad cooking or bad food, that she was actually slowly almost poisoning him.
I think I have to go to bed.
Yeah, you should go to bed, George.
She is using a powerful sedative.
Here, let me help you.
Oxazepam is a drug that belongs to a class called benzodiazepines. They're used to slow down the brain.
Come on, George.
Once you fall asleep, it keeps you there.
On September 8th, 2004, Vicky prepares George his favorite meal, pork rolls and noodles.
You like it?
It's great.
Excellent. Does it taste good?
Oh, it's great. You can do these again.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Vicky's final act of love and affection and devotion to George was to cook his favorite meal, and then she poisoned it.
Tastes good, doesn't it?
Really good.
Yeah, good. Excellent. Okay, George. Just gonna have a little sleep now. Everything's gonna be all right.
Vicky lovingly helps George to bed and gets down to her real business, involving industrial quantities of flammable liquid and mountains of paper.
After George was unconscious, Vicky doused the house with 28 liters of kerosene.
Vicky then completes the couple's nightly ritual of sending each other text messages. But tonight, it is a one-way conversation.
Every night she would send him a goodnight text message. He would send a return goodnight text message. So this was something that they did on a regular basis. She did the same thing that night.
George is drugged and helpless.
When she lit the fire, when she set all the other fires in the house and left fires in that house, he was alive.
It's certainly possible that he awakened because he was being burned alive. She made sure that everything she did made the likelihood of him surviving and escaping virtually impossible.
Vicky drives to her own home, just 5 minutes away.
Vicky drugs George, sets the house on fire, and calmly leaves. That tells me all I need to know about Vicky Afandis.
The fire is quickly spotted. George's neighbor calls emergency services and Vicky.
George is in there. That's his car. George is in there. That's his car.
Sure?
Yes, yes, George.
She gets to the house, she tries the whole crocodile tears, oh, let me in, let me in.
That's his car.
Despite all of her meticulous preparation, Vicky almost blows it. She talks too much.
She not only said George must be in there, but she said, oh, he's been killed, he's been murdered, and I know who did it.
I know who did this. I know.
Okay, please come back.
Talking about murder before a body is found is unusual, and so is Vicky's next move. She leaves the scene.
The fireman thought that was odd too, because if she honestly believed that her lover was inside the house, that he might be trapped, that he might be dead, you would think that she would insist on waiting till they found out, but she just went home.
Investigators soon establish it is not an accidental fire.
Arson investigators look at a house as carefully as I look at a body. When they were able to determine that accelerant had been poured in 7 different areas, they were able to tell that the fire had been deliberately set.
You owe me that money. I do not owe you money. I came from there.
Vicky tries to make the police's work easy. She gives them a suspect, a former business partner of George's.
They'd had a falling out, And so Vicky decided to utilise that falling out to cast guilt on him as early as possible.
How much does he owe you?
7 grand.
She names a suspect, but doesn't do her homework.
If you're going to frame someone, you need to make sure that they have no alibi for the time that you are framing them.
Her alleged killer has an ironclad alibi for that night.
Vicky Efandis thought she was smarter than the police, but she wasn't.
Her detailed plan will be her downfall. The goodnight text messages reveal more than she hoped.
George and Vicky may have only lived 5 minutes apart from each other, but what Vicky didn't realise when she sent these text messages, that their cell phones used different towers to send messages.
The night of the murder, one tower, the one near George's home, transmits both text messages. And there's something more. Police tracked down the source of the kerosene.
The kerosene that she used, which was something like 28 litres, had all been bought in one go quite some time before the actual murder. So that also pointed to the police believing that it was premeditated as well.
Vicky is arrested, but claims she's innocent. The jury doesn't believe her. In November 2008, Vicky Efandis is convicted of murder and sentenced to 24 years. She is incarcerated in the Melbourne Women's Prison.
The only motive that the police or anyone could find in Vicky Efandis' action was pure, unadulterated greed. She wanted what he had.
Vicky Efandis is a heartless sociopath. She is a user and abuser of people. The only thing men meant to her, especially George, was a big, fat payday.
Sometimes in life, everything seems to fall into place. It does for 31-year-old Marcella Whaley and her lover, Kimberlyn Estrada, when they arrive in Las Vegas in 2000.
Marcella Whaley was a pretty woman from Mexico and had a long-time relationship with a gal for 6 years and was a self-described lesbian.
The couple needs somewhere to live.
There's really not much around.
Oh, hey, I have a room.
Where is it?
Just down the road.
Great.
As luck has it, their waitress, fellow Mexican Satsi Sanchez, has a room to rent.
Satsi was a beautiful girl. She was young, vibrant, and she had her whole future ahead of her. She was also very energetic and somewhat of a risk taker.
Waiting tables is a way for 27-year-old Satsi to make money while in college.
Tatsi moved to the United States to attend college, and she enrolled at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And her father, who was wealthy, wanted her to have a nice place to live, and so he got her this great big house.
Marcella doesn't only move in to Satsi's home with her lover.
Can you go down and get us some more tequila?
She plans to move in on Satsi.
Marcella was a very strong personality, and she knew what she wanted. And what she did is she would target women that she wanted to flip or turn into lesbians, into her lovers.
Salud, salud.
This is new territory for Satsi. Until this point, she's strictly heterosexual.
For Satsi to suddenly flip and go from a heterosexual lifestyle to a lesbian lifestyle was very daring and very big on her part, because that was just not necessarily accepted back home where she was.
Hey, I thought you were...
Go away.
When Kimberlyn discovered that there was a relationship going on between Satsi and Marcella, she decided to move out of the house.
With Kimberlin out of the picture, everything should be rosy. But Marcella soon shows her true colors.
Within weeks, the relationship sours.
Where are you going? I'm just gonna go meet some friends to study. Oh, just some friends. You're not going anywhere. You are staying right here.
Marcella becomes a lot more controlling.
Right here.
She started controlling the whereabouts and the movements of Satsi.
I don't care. You are not going out without me. Give me your keys.
She was the one who was going to control the relationship. She was also the one who was going to say who she was going to date and what she was going to do with him.
I said no.
Before she hooked up with Marcella, Satsi was strong and independent. Now she's terrified. She turns to the one woman who might understand.
Hey.
She ended up being so controlling that Satsi started getting concerned about herself and started confiding in Kimberlin.
So, how's it going? To tell you the truth, I'm scared of her. I'm scared of what she'll do to me.
But Satsi gets more than advice from Kimberlin.
They seemed to really enjoy themselves, that she was very happy and that she was very content in this relationship.
I really, really like you.
And it was so much more different than what she had experienced in the relationship with Marcella.
You're okay.
Marcella has been duped at her own game. She's lost control over not one, but two lovers.
I think Marcella was the kind of person who felt entitled. She felt entitled to Kimberlin. She felt entitled to moving on over to another girl, but she didn't want anybody else to do that.
Marcella could not tolerate a lover leaving her. It cut her to the core. It caused her a lot of pain. The only way for Marcella to stop the pain was to kill the object that she believed was causing the pain.
To help the pain go away, Marcella uses an acquaintance, Luis Barroso.
This is the house. And afterwards, you can have me.
Luis Barroso was her easy target. Luis Barroso was not necessarily God's gift to women. And here you suddenly have a very attractive female in Marcella coming to Luis Barroso and asking him, can you do this for me? And by the way, I've never slept with a man, but I want to sleep with you. I could see how that could have been intoxicating to an idiot.
January 14th, 2001. The housemates gather for a party. Marcella wants to win back her first love, but Kimberlin isn't buying.
Her reaction to Kimberlin getting involved with Satsi was just over the top.
But Satsi is no longer afraid of Marcella.
I'm with Satsi now.
Bullies are no longer welcome.
How dare you do this? Marcella!
I think it infuriated Marcella, the fact that Kimberlin was not coming into bed with her.
You're moving out.
You get caught up in a love triangle and you've got somebody who's off balance. It's a recipe for disaster, and in this case, it was a recipe for murder.
Las Vegas, 2001. 3 girls are caught in a love triangle. 31-year-old Marcella Whaley is on the outs, but she has a plan for revenge.
When some people murder, they don't want to get their hands dirty, so they'll get someone else to do it for them.
Early next morning, Kimberlin Estrada leaves for work. Her lover, Satsi Sanchez, has no idea what's in store. The scorned lover has seduced Luis Barroso and a pal, Obaid Meroquin, into murder.
They pounded on top of her. They began beating her about the face. They grabbed an electrical cord from one of the electrical appliances that she had inside her bedroom, cut the cord, and used that to hog-tie her. They started ripping off her clothes.
Come on, turn her!
While her thugs brutalize her rival, Marcella makes sure she is seen out and about.
At this point, Luis Barroso and/or Obed Mariquin decided that they were going to assault her sexually.
The attack was prolonged, and it was particularly vicious. She was helpless. She was completely at their mercy.
It's a pitiful case. It's sad. The fact that she was a student and opened her house to people, and she ended up dead as a result. It's a sad story. It's a pitiful end to a life that was blossoming.
The killers leave a sick memento, a ticket stub from a romantic movie.
That's very telling because Luis Barroso and Obed Mariquin clearly knew that she was a lesbian. And these two sick individuals went with the idea that they were going to show what a man can do to a woman.
The amateur hitmen make a fatal mistake. They steal Satsi's possessions and brag to co-workers how they got them.
The police quickly executed a search warrant on Luis Barroso's home, and at that point, they discovered some of the items.
The two men turn on Marcella, and police issue a warrant for her arrest. But she's already fled the country to Mexico.
Being the woman killer that she was, she knew darn well that she had a very limited time to get out of Las Vegas before the truth came out.
But Marcella's not in hiding. She's in the public eye every night as a reporter on TV news.
She, like so many other people who commit murders, they think they got away with it. But they think they're smarter than everybody else.
Most people that murder someone that they know don't go get a job on television where tens of thousands, if not millions of people will see them. Not Marcella. She didn't care who saw her. She wanted the world to see her.
Despite her high profile, Las Vegas prosecutors are powerless to arrest her.
Under the treaties with the United States, Mexico will not extradite, by law, their nationals back to the United States if they're facing death penalty.
Authorities can't crack her international protection. But they bring her accomplices to justice. In 2004, Luis Barroso and Obed Mariquin are found guilty and receive life sentences. Marcella thinks she's home free, but what she doesn't realize is by killing a Mexican national, she is accountable to Mexican law.
The Mexican police actually decided to investigate the Las Vegas crime. The Las Vegas prosecutors and the police opened up their files and they investigated, and then they charged her with murder in Las Vegas, and she was convicted in Mexico. It's unprecedented.
Marcella is finally brought to justice in November 2005. She receives 37 years in a Mexican prison.
I can tell you a Mexican prison is not as nice as a Nevada prison. She's doing hard time in a Mexican prison.
Many think it is a just reward for betraying a woman Marcella claimed to love.
I can only wonder how much Marcella really did ever love Satsi, or what in the world kind of love that would have been. She had no empathy, no feelings for another person, which is what made this crime so easy for her to do.